What would you do if everything you loved was destroyed, but God asked you alone to rebuild it? Once upon a time, in the ancient lands of Persia, lived a man whose heart burned not for power, but for the broken walls of his homeland. His name was Nehemiah, a humble cupbearer serving the mighty king. Yet deep within him a fire stirred, a calling from heaven itself. One quiet evening, as the stars shone over the palace courtyard, Nehemiah received news that shattered his heart. Jerusalem's walls had crumbled, its gates burned to ashes, and its people left in shame and fear. He fell to his knees. Tears streamed down his face as he whispered, "Oh Lord, forgive us, but please, use me to rebuild what was lost." Days turned to nights as Nehemiah fasted and prayed, his heart heavy but steadfast. Then one fateful day, the king noticed his sorrow. "Why is your face sad, Nehemiah? How can I not be sad when my city lies in ruins?" The king's eyes softened. "What do you request?" And with that one question, everything changed. Nehemiah traveled back to Jerusalem, carrying the king's blessing and wood for the gates. But what awaited him was more than rubble. It was despair. The people had lost hope. "We may be surrounded by ruins, but God has not abandoned us. Rise, let us rebuild the wall." And so the sound of hammers echoed through the night, a song of faith and unity. Families worked side by side, even as enemies mocked and threatened them. But Nehemiah stood firm, armor glistening in the sun, sword in one hand and trowel in the other. "Our God will fight for us." Day after day they built, through sweat, tears, and danger. Until finally, the walls of Jerusalem rose again, mighty and whole, in just 52 days. When the last stone was laid, Nehemiah gazed at the golden sunset over the restored city. His eyes glistened, not from pride, but gratitude. "This is not my work, it's the work of God through willing hearts." And in that moment, Jerusalem stood not just rebuilt, but reborn. Because one man believed that faith could rebuild what fear had destroyed. Have you ever felt like your life was in ruins too? Just like Nehemiah, God can use your brokenness to rebuild something beautiful. Follow us for more stories that will restore your faith and remind you that no wall is too broken for God to rebuild. Tell us in the comments, what part of your life do you want God to restore?